numbers appeared on August 12th, 1983. We didn't put them there.
That's the first line in Dr. Elena Sokolova's personal diary. Not an official report, not a memo, a diary. Hidden in her desk drawer at the Baikonur Psychological Research Institute. Found after her disappearance. The entry continues.
I saw them when I woke up, floating above my alarm clock. Small, precise, green light, like a digital display suspended in air. The numbers read 000417, 4 minutes, 17 seconds. I blinked. They remained. I reached out to touch them. My hand passed through. No substance, just light, just numbers, counting down. When the countdown reached 0, my alarm went off. Exactly on time. The numbers vanished. I thought I was having a stroke. I called the medical center, requested an emergency neurological scan. Dr. Kuznetsov saw me within the hour. He found nothing wrong. But while he was examining me, he stopped, stared at the wall behind my head, asked if I saw them too. I turned, above the X-ray machine. More numbers. Ling Dian San Shi'erfen Ling Jiumiao. We both saw them, both of us. Same numbers, same position, counting down.
The Baikonur Psychological Research Institute was not about space psychology. That was the cover. The real work was cognitive manipulation, perception alteration, testing how far the human mind could be pushed before it broke. The institute employed 47 researchers, psychologists, neuroscientists, psychiatrists, all cleared for state secrets, all working on projects that didn't officially exist. And on August 12, 1983, 32 of them started seeing numbers. The first official report came from the institute director, Professor Yuri Antonov, filed with the Ministry of Health, marked urgent.
Requesting immediate psychiatric evaluation team. Multiple staff members reporting identical visual phenomenon. Numerical displays appearing above objects. Visible to multiple observers simultaneously. No equipment malfunction detected. No environmental cause identified. Staff remain cognitively functional, but increasingly distressed. Phenomenon persists despite standard intervention.
The response came not from the Ministry of Health, but from the KGB 2nd Chief Directorate. A team arrived within 18 hours, not doctors, investigators. The team leader was Major Konstantin Medvedev. His initial assessment report is 3 pages. Clinical, skeptical, until the final paragraph. Interviewed 28 affected staff members. All describe identical phenomenon. Numbers appearing as luminous green displays. Always above objects, never attached. Always counting down. When countdown reaches 0, associated object performs expected function or reaches predicted state. Examples documented. Numbers above coffee maker counted down to automatic brew cycle. Numbers above door counted down to scheduled meeting participant arrival. Numbers above telephone counted down to incoming call. Precision absolute. No failures recorded. Phenomenon appears predictive rather than hallucinatory. Requesting specialist consultation. The specialists arrived from Moscow. Not psychiatrists. Physicists. From a department that had no official name, just a number. Laboratory 23. They brought equipment, sensors, cameras, electromagnetic field detectors. Dr. Arkady Volgin led the technical assessment. His report is attached to this folder. 8 pages of measurements, analysis, calculations. The conclusion is buried on page 7. Phenomenon not detectable by conventional instrumentation. Cameras record no anomaly. EM sensors show no unusual activity. However, phenomenon is reproducible and consistent across multiple observers. When two or more affected individuals observe same object, they report identical numerical displays, down to the second. This suggests phenomenon is not individual hallucination, but shared perception of actual information. Source of information unknown. Method of perception unknown. Purpose unknown. August 15th, 1983. The numbers spread. Not to more people, to more objects. Initially, affected staff saw numbers above 3 or 4 items per day. By August 15th, they were seeing numbers above everything. Dr. Sokolova's diary entry from that day is frantic.
I can't escape them. Every object, every surface, every person. They all have numbers now, countdown timers floating above them. The coffee cup on my desk, 001134 until I pick it up. The door to my office, 004722 until my next visitor. My colleague, Dr. Petrov, 041508 until he makes a phone call. I know these things before they happen. I watch the numbers count down. I watch them reach 0. I watch reality conform to the prediction every time, without fail. I tried to prove it wrong, tried to act unpredictably, saw numbers above my car keys, 000315, decided I wouldn't touch them, sat at my desk, waited. At 3 minutes, 14 seconds, the phone rang. Emergency. Patient crisis. Needed my car immediately. I grabbed the keys, exactly at 0. The numbers knew. They always know.
August 18th, 1983. Major Medvedev filed an updated report. His tone had changed. Less clinical, more disturbed.
Phenomenon expanding in scope and detail. Affected individuals now report seeing numbers above people, not objects, people. Timers indicating when person will perform next action, speak next word, take next breath. Staff report increasing psychological distress, feeling of determinism, loss of free will. Several researchers refusing to work. One attempted to leave facility without authorization. Stated she could see numbers above the exit gate. 72 hours. 72 hours until she would be permitted to leave. She demanded immediate departure. When informed this violated protocols, she collapsed. Psychiatric intervention required.
The psychiatric intervention was provided by Dr. Mikhail Orlov, brought in from Moscow, specialist in dissociative disorders. His assessment of the affected staff is in this folder. 15 pages, interviews, observations, tests. His conclusion is on the final page.
Subjects are not experiencing psychosis. They are not hallucinating. They are perceiving something real, something that exists independent of their observation. When multiple subjects view the same scene, they report identical information, same numbers, same countdowns, same outcomes. Probability of mass hallucination producing this level of consistency, effectively 0. Recommend investigation focus shift from psychiatric to physical phenomenon. Something is displaying this information. Something is making it visible. We need to understand what and why.
August 21st, 1983. Dr. Volgan from Laboratory 23 submitted a theory, classified secret. distributed only to senior leadership.
Hypothesis. Affected individuals have developed ability to perceive deterministic information field. Universe operates on causal principles. Every event has preceding cause. Every action has predictable outcome. This information exists in physical reality as probability matrices. Quantum superposition. Normally invisible to human perception. However, certain neurological configurations may permit direct observation of these matrices. Affected individuals are seeing the timeline, the actual structure of causality. The numbers are not predictions. They are observations of what already exists in four-dimensional space-time.
The theory was rejected. Too speculative, too impossible. But no better explanation was offered. August 24th, 1983. The numbers changed, not the format, the content. They started showing things that shouldn't be knowable. Dr. Sokolova's diary, August 24th, morning entry.
I saw numbers above the newspaper on Dr. Antonov's desk this morning. 0 hours, 0 minutes, 43 seconds. 43 seconds until he would read the headline. Normal. Predictable. But then I saw other numbers, smaller, beneath the first set. 168, 3215. I asked Dr. Petrov what he saw. He saw them too. Same numbers. We waited. Watched. 43 seconds later, Dr. Antonov picked up the paper. Read the headline. We expected the larger numbers to activate then. They didn't. They kept counting down. We asked Dr. Antonov about the article. He said it was about a factory fire in Sverdlovsk, still burning, cause under investigation. We noted the time, waited. 7 days later, exactly at 0, the investigation report was published. Electrical fault started in junction box. Ignition time, precisely when the countdown began. The numbers didn't just show when Antonov would read the news. They showed when the news would happen. A week before the cause was discovered. The numbers knew. Before anyone knew. Before it was possible to know.
August 27th, 1983. Major Medvedev's report includes incident documentation, 12 separate cases. Affected staff predicting events before they occurred, not guessing, observing, watching countdown timers above objects, people, situations, watching them reach 0, watching reality execute exactly as indicated. One case stands out. Dr. Irina Lebedeva, neuroscientist. She saw numbers above a colleague, Dr. Viktor Sorokin. The numbers read 73, 14, 22. 73 hours until something. She didn't know what. She asked Sorokin if he had plans in 3 days. He didn't. No appointments, no scheduled activities. She documented the numbers. Waited. 73 hours later, exactly at 0. Sorokin had a heart attack, collapsed in the hallway, survived, but the timing was precise, to the second. Lebedeva's report is attached, handwritten, shaking letters.
I watched him die for 3 days, watched the countdown, couldn't tell him, couldn't warn him. What would I say? You have 70 hours to live? Based on what? Numbers only I can see. He would think I was insane. Maybe I am insane. But the numbers were right. They reached 0 and he fell. I saw it coming. I watched it approach, second by second, and I did nothing. Because what could I do? How do you fight numbers? How do you change something that hasn't happened yet but already exists in the countdown, in the structure of time itself?
August 30th, 1983. Emergency meeting. All affected staff. Director Antonov presiding, Medvedev and Volgan attending. The meeting minutes are in this folder. Antonov's opening statement is recorded.
We need to understand what's happening. We need to determine if this phenomenon poses security risk. I'm asking everyone to share observations. Full disclosure. No fear of judgment.
What followed was 2 hours of testimony. 32 researchers describing what they saw. The numbers, the countdowns, the perfect accuracy, the expanding scope. Dr. Petrov reported seeing numbers above classified documents. Countdowns indicating when files would be accessed. By whom? For how long? Dr. Fedorova reported seeing numbers above the telephone in the director's office. Countdown indicating when Moscow would call, what the conversation would concern, how long it would last. Dr. Morozov reported seeing numbers above himself, in mirrors, countdowns indicating his own actions, when he would speak, move, think. He described watching himself become predictable, deterministic, a machine following a program he could observe but not alter. The meeting ended with no conclusions, no solutions, just agreement to continue documentation, continue observation, continue trying to understand. But that night, Dr. Sokolova made a discovery, recorded in her diary. August 30th, evening entry.
I was reviewing my notes, comparing observations with other affected staff. I noticed a pattern. The numbers don't appear randomly. They appear based on relevance. Objects we care about. Events that matter to us. Decisions we're considering. The numbers show us what we're already thinking about. What we're already trying to predict. It's like they're answering questions we haven't asked. I tested this. I thought about my apartment. Wondered if I'd left the stove on. Numbers appeared. Above my keys. 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 33 seconds. 1 hour, 17 minutes until I would go home and check. I waited. Tried to resist. Tried to leave early. Couldn't. Something always prevented it. Phone call. Urgent task. Delayed. Exactly as indicated. At 1 hour, 17 minutes. I went home. The stove was off. But that wasn't the point. The point was the numbers knew. Knew when I would check. Knew what I would find. Knew my future before I lived it.
September 2nd, 1983. Dr. Volgan submitted revised theory, more detailed, more disturbing.
Phenomenon appears to be consciousness interactive. Numbers display information relevant to observers' intentions and concerns. This suggests phenomenon is not passive observation of timeline, but active interface between consciousness and deterministic structure of reality. Affected individuals are not seeing future. They are seeing the probability matrix responding to their observation. Quantum mechanics suggests observation affects outcome. This may be inverse. Outcome affecting observation. The future reaching backward. Informing the present. Creating closed causal loop.
September 5th, 1983. First suicide. Dr. Morozov, found in his apartment. Pills, empty bottle, no note. But his diary was found. The last entry was dated September 4th.
I can see my death. Numbers above the pill bottle in my bathroom cabinet. 1432, 09. 14 hours until I take them. I don't want to. I don't plan to. But the numbers are always right. They've never been wrong. Not once. I've watched them for 3 weeks. Watched them predict everything. Every word. Every action. Every thought. And now, they're predicting this. My death. Tomorrow. 2:32 p.m. I could throw the pills away. I could leave. Go somewhere else. But the numbers would just appear above something else. A bridge. A window. A rope. Because it's not about the method. It's about the timing. The numbers are showing me when. Not how. And when is tomorrow? I've tried to change things. Tried to act differently. It never works. Reality bends. Circumstances align. The countdown reaches 0. And the predicted event occurs. Every time. I'm not killing myself. The numbers are. I'm just following the script. The script that's already written. Already decided. Already counted down.
His death occurred at 14:32:09, September 5th, 1983, exactly as indicated. The institute was locked down. All staff confined to facility. No departures permitted. Major Medvedev declared security emergency. The KGB took full control. September 8th, 1983. Dr. Sokolova's diary includes an observation that changed everything.
I noticed something today. The numbers above people, they're not all the same. Most show small countdowns. Seconds, minutes, hours, next action, next word, next breath. But some people have different numbers. Larger, days, weeks, months. I saw numbers above Dr. Petrov today. 7,892:45:12. 7,000 hours. Almost a year. I didn't understand. Then I realized that's not his next action. That's his death. The numbers above everyone. Small numbers show next event. Large numbers show final event. I can see when people will die. All of them, everyone I look at. I see their expiration date floating above their heads, counting down. Dr. Antonov, 23,456 hours. Dr. Lebedeva, 45,678 hours. Security guard, Volkov, 156 hours, 6 days. He'll die in 6 days. I checked his medical file. No conditions, healthy, young, but the numbers say 6 days and the numbers are never wrong.
September 14th, 1983. Security guard Volkov died. Car accident. Off duty, driving home, hit by truck. Time of death, exactly when the countdown reached 0. Dr. Sokolova stopped writing in her diary after that. Stopped documenting, stopped observing. But others continued. Dr. Lebedeva's report from September 16th describes the deterioration.
Staff morale collapsed. Everyone sees the numbers now, not just above objects, above people, above themselves. We all know when we're going to die. Some soon, some distant, but all certain, all counted down. Dr. Fedorova has 247 hours, 10 days. She stopped eating, stopped sleeping, just sits, watching the numbers decrease, waiting. Dr. Kuznetsov has 89,456 hours, 10 years. He seems relieved, but also trapped, knowing he has 10 years. Exactly 10 years. Not more, not less. Unable to change it. We're all prisoners. Prisoners of information we can't unlearn, can't ignore, can't escape.
September 20th, 1983. Dr. Fedorova died. Stroke, sudden, unexpected. Exactly 247 hours after the observation. Exactly at 0. The KGB shut down the institute the next day. All staff evacuated. All research terminated. All documentation confiscated. The building was sealed, declared contaminated. Hazardous materials, and standard cover story. The affected staff were separated, sent to different facilities, different cities, different lives. They were forbidden from contacting each other, forbidden from discussing the phenomenon, forbidden from seeking treatment or explanation. Major Medvedev's final report is dated September 25th, 1983.
Phenomenon remains unexplained. 32 individuals affected. 4 deceased. 28 surviving but psychologically compromised. All continue to report seeing numbers, countdowns above objects, people, events. Accuracy remains absolute. No method of reversal identified. No treatment effective. Recommend permanent separation of affected individuals. Monitor for security breaches. Contain information. Prevent spread. Phenomenon may be mimetic. Observation dependent. Talking about it may trigger it in others. Recommend total silence.
The recommendation was implemented. The 28 survivors were scattered across the Soviet Union. Given new positions, new lives, monitored, watched, prevented from speaking. But they kept seeing the numbers. Dr. Sokolova's final known document is a letter, written in 1987, never sent. Found in her apartment after she disappeared.
It's been 4 years. The numbers are still there, everywhere, all the time. I've learned to live with them, learned to ignore the small ones, the trivial predictions, when the kettle will boil, when the mail will arrive, when I'll think about lunch. But I can't ignore the big numbers, the ones above people. I've watched 17 people die now, colleagues, neighbors, strangers on the street. I see their countdowns. I watch them decrease. I watch them reach 0. I watch them die, exactly as predicted. I tried to warn someone once, in 1985, a woman at the bus stop. I saw numbers above her, 36 hours. I told her to be careful, to see a doctor, to stay home. She thought I was insane, called security. I was detained, interrogated, reminded of my obligations, my silence. I never warned anyone again, just watched, counted down, witnessed. I have my own numbers too, above my reflection in the mirror. 8,234, 1745. 8,000 hours. Almost a year. Less now, much less. It counts down every day, every hour, every second. I know when I'm going to die. November 3rd, 1988, approximately 3:17 p.m. I don't know how, don't know where, just when. The numbers don't explain, they just count down. And I wait. What else can I do? I can't change it. No one can change it. The numbers show what is, not what might be, what will be, with certainty, with precision, with cruelty. I used to think we had free will, used to think the future was open, uncertain, full of possibility. Now I know better. The future is already written, already determined, already counted down. We're just living through the playback, following the script, waiting for our numbers to reach 0.
Dr. Elena Sokolova disappeared on November 3rd, 1988. Last seen leaving her apartment at 2:47 p.m. She never returned. Her body was never found. The official investigation concluded voluntary disappearance. Status: missing. But the investigation file includes one detail: a witness report. Neighbor: elderly woman. She saw Sokolova leave the building that day.
She looked calm, peaceful, like she was going somewhere she'd been planning to go for a long time. She checked her watch at exactly 3:16 p.m., smiled, said something. I couldn't hear what. Then she walked toward the river. I watched her go. She never looked back.
The remaining affected individuals from the Baikonur Institute continued their lives. Scattered, separated, silent, but they all kept seeing the numbers. Every day, every moment, countdowns above everything, above everyone. Most of them died exactly when their numbers predicted. Heart attacks, accidents, illness, natural causes. The numbers were never wrong. 3 are still alive, as of 1991, when this folder was compiled. Their names are redacted, their locations classified. But they're still out there, still seeing numbers, still counting down. And sometimes they see numbers above strangers. Large numbers. Final countdowns, years, decades, lives measured in hours remaining. They don't warn anyone anymore. They learned that lesson. Learned that knowing doesn't change anything. That the numbers are absolute. That reality follows the script. That the countdown always reaches 0. This folder contains 43 documents, reports, diaries, letters, testimonies, all describing the same thing. Numbers appearing above objects, above people, above reality itself. Countdowns showing when things will happen, when people will act, when lives will end. The phenomenon has never been explained, never been reproduced, never been controlled. But it's never stopped either. Somewhere right now, 3 people are looking at the world and seeing numbers. Glowing green displays, floating above everything, counting down, always counting down. Showing them the future, the determined future, the unavoidable future. The future they can see but cannot change. The future that's already written, already decided, already counting down to 0.